Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
And welcome back to Multiplaying. We're back.
Yay!
We did it.
Yep, something. We didn't do shit last month, but we are back.
We got out of jail.
Yeah, finally. Thank you for the bailout,
Beat
Jason.
all those charges. They keep throwing those sexual harassment lawsuits out. We keep knocking them out of the park.
Get that shit out of here. Tonight we have Brian.
Hey.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking Brava. It's like a Corona type beer. That's the jingle. Brava, the beer of summer. There you go.
Huh. Sounds nice. Jason?
With the lime, all the buzz there.
Yeah, I don't have the lime, no. I'm just, I'm going hardcore.
Is that crazy popular there?
Yeah, I think it is, actually.
That's fun.
Jason?
I'm drinking a Coors Light Tall Boy.
Ooh. Rare, what you got tonight?
I have a Smirnoff Ice with me, and I'm eating pretzels. Had a Heineken last night, but wasn't that good.
Living the high life. Pretzels and Smirnoff.
Yeah.
You don't like Heineken?
I mean, maybe I just haven't acquired a taste for it yet, but as of last night, I wasn't too impressed.
Giving it too much credit to, like, you have to acquire a taste for it.
It's just ass.
Yeah, like, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Every time I hear Heineken, I think of Dennis Hopper.
Why?
No? Blue Velvet?
I never
Heineken? Fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Never saw it.
Oh,
Never had one.
Everybody that has...
Pabst Blue Ribbon, they smell like pickles. Gross me out.
We all know how you feel about pickles.
I'm sad you guys haven't watched Blue Velvet. Do it.
I will have to now. Just
Homework for the show. Watch
because you said Dennis Hopper.
It's like a David Lynch movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like a David Lynch movie.
No, I think it is.
David Lynch directed it.
Yeah, that qualified.
Is David Lynch the same person that did Eraserhead?
Yes.
I've never seen that movie. That movie looks weirder than shit.
It's amazing. And I'm not a big David Lynch fan. I love Blue Velvet, and I love Eraserhead, and Wild at Heart. And after that, they can all go fuck themselves. But
Eraserhead's that one that I always see bits of and go, I want to sit down and watch this sometime, but fuck, that looks weird.
Did he direct Lost Highway?
Yeah, I couldn't even... I fell asleep in that.
Yeah, because Bill Pullman was in it. You're going to fall asleep. Except Spaceballs.
Right. And he was in the new Doctor Who spin-off, Torchwood.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Like, we're talking about that.
Was he in Torchwood?
He was the last season.
Huh. I have not actually watched any Torchwood. So
they Americanized the last season. And had half of it took place in the United States, and they had a couple of American cast members, and Bill Pullman was one of them. And he was a cool villain. He was like a mass murder type dude.
Yeah. So what, Jason?
So they ruined it.
Yeah,
that shit was going down the tube.
Yeah, it was my least favorite. The season before was awesome though. Anyways,
I have got an amaretto sour. We have a full...
We're all drinking alcohol.
We're all drinking alcohol.
First time for everything.
Man, does everyone's dick look bigger? Like mine does?
I can't see yours.
It's ginormous.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you...
Let's get into a quick topic.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun, in extra sugar-free gum.
Extra, the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, gives you extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long ride. Extra flavor for that extra long ride.
I want to know, with all the shit going on this year in gaming, 2011 was fucking amazing. Especially ended super busy with all the games coming out, with Saints Row and Assassin's Creed and Uncharted 3 and blah, blah, blah. Is 2012 a bad year? I mean, I really haven't bought a ton of new games this year. I haven't really been... There's fewer and fewer that I'm looking forward to, with the fact that Bioshock Infinite is getting pushed back to next year. Assassin's Creed 3, or I should say the Assassin's Creed series, has an impending lawsuit against it over likeness rights to a book. So there's always like this question whether it's going to get pushed back or not. So far, no, but you never know. Darksiders got pushed back to August because of THQ's financial problems. What do you guys think? Is it a bad year for games? I'll start with Jason.
Oh God.
That's
well,
you.
what's coming out this fall then? What are the big releases?
I mean, you still have Darksiders 2. I mean, it is still coming out, but it is a fall release now. With late summer.
August 12th, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Like middle of August. Still possibly Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable thinking that's going to come out.
I would imagine at worst they'll settle. So I don't think
there's so much money to be made by that game that Ubisoft will do whatever they have to do.
Exactly. But man, there's those two.
What are the other major hits? I mean, obviously Call of Duty, but
isn't Far Cry 3 coming out this year?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You're right. That is, and I am actually buzzed about that.
Okay, so there's that. What else?
Torchlight 2 comes out this summer.
Yeah.
Kind of excited
Tasty.
about that.
Me too.
I'm actually more excited about that than Diablo 3, but we can get into that later.
Yeah. What else is there?
I mean, there's not a... sorry, go ahead.
I think the fact that we're kind of stammering, last year was better, right? Overall game-wise, because there was tons of shit.
Like example, last year I had a list of games and I was having to narrow it down like month to month as to what ones I could buy because I could not afford to buy them all.
Yeah.
This one I have everything that is coming out I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that.
I think personally for me, I mean, I'm getting occupied so much by these free-to-play games that have been coming out that I've kind of forgotten about some of the other games.
Mm-hmm.
Guild Wars 2 is the one that I hope comes out this year.
Yeah, I saw you put that on there, and I guess I wasn't considering it in the mix of that, but that's totally a valid point that if it does actually come out this year, that's...
I'm good.
A winner.
It has to. I can't imagine they'd be able to drag it on another 8 months or whatever it is.
They announced the stress, like they're doing a one-day stress test next week.
Monday.
It's got to be imminent this summer.
I would hope.
Or at least early fall is my guess at the very latest.
We can get into Guild Wars 2 talk later too, because I was hoping sooner than later, but I'm starting to have a couple doubts. But we can talk about that later. But yeah, is there anything else coming out this year?
I mean, maybe not for you guys, but AAA titles. But one thing I did want to bring up is there have been a lot of really good indie games coming out so far this year. I've already bought at least 7 or 8 games that have been under $10 a piece that I've really liked.
I think that goes back to the free-to-play and indie game space. There's tons of shit to be excited about.
Yeah.
I think this conversation's more like AAA blockbuster.
Yeah, AAA. I think it's fair to say there's really not much this year.
Not as much. I mean, there's still stuff, but it's not. I mean, it seems in comparison to 2011. No.
2007 is probably the best year of games forever.
I don't know. I think last year was probably one of my favorites.
Well, yeah, but I mean that was like Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Portal.
Yeah.
Tons of crazy stuff.
Last year was like Dark Souls and
Skyrim.
Yeah. Okay, well, there is Dark Souls.
And Saints Row the Third.
Star Wars: The Old Republic. All kinds of stuff.
And The Witcher 2, which we both are now playing.
Yeah. And Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls PC comes out in August on PC. Which
I know. That's actually... That was one of I'm totally buying that day one. Oddly enough, it's one that I'm looking forward to in 2012, but I already played it in 2011.
Right.
So, side note, I hope they do good on that game. But
Halo 4 is coming out.
That's true.
Has there been any progress on that Fallout MMO? I haven't heard anything about that.
No.
I think they've said 2013 for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited for Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Are you?
That's true. Yeah.
That is a big one.
So there's stuff, but you're right, Steve. It's not like last year.
Okay.
And wait, one more. Bioshock. That should be coming out this year, shouldn't
No,
it?
that's actually pushed to next year.
Yeah, they just
son of a
did it back
bitch.
the other day.
They pushed it to February
Wah, wah.
to clean it up, which actually kind of stinks because there's supposed to have been a Vita version in the works, but there's been no word on it. And with that being pushed back to next year, I assume then that the Vita version is going to be even after that. So, because there's been like no word on the Vita version, like what's going on with that, and even
I got the impression like that was all a promise. They're going to work on that after the other game's done.
Right. I mean, but freaking Ken Levine even came out and said, "Yo, we are totally making a BioShock on this thing." So that was the big announcement.
As
along
an
with
aside,
Yeah.
people go buy a Vita.
Please.
I want them to make games for it. I love it.
Yeah.
Stand up, Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
It's selling like crap. It shouldn't. I mean, it's a good value.
Yeah, it's 1.8 million units sold worldwide so far, which isn't really that good.
Oh.
I think the problem is like smartphones are really starting to take over portable gaming.
But
Like in comparison.
Right, but there's games that are done on this that are just awesome.
I'm not
Yeah.
denying that at all. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're totally awesome, but just in the market space, like iPhone and Droid are really starting to beat down on portable gaming. That's just my
And,
opinion.
and I think the marketing behind it is like, well, first of all, the name is fucking horrible. Come on,
Yeah.
when you say Vita, I think Avita, which is my Buenos Aires joke there. But like, also, just marketing wise, I don't see much
No.
for it.
They're not pushing it enough.
Oh.
Nope.
I don't know if they're waiting for a few key titles to come out, because like next month there's
Resistance.
Resistance is coming out. Metal Gear Solid HD Collection is coming out on it.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna buy that.
Gravity Rush, I'm buying day one. That looks amazing.
But even that, there was a great launch lineup, and there's a lot of shit to play on it.
Yep.
I think it's enough to justify buying it.
And more older games are getting ported over to it. As of the 15th of this month, which is like next, Tuesday or whatever. Now I'm dropping the Pixel Junk Monsters is going to be available to play on it.
Oh, cool.
For like, the the PSP version, which is the Monsters Deluxe.
Yeah.
They're porting over to it. I think you can buy it now for like $5.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to use it on your Vita as of the 15th. So
And as a quick aside, Mortal Kombat is awesome on there.
I've heard very good things. I have not played it though.
Yeah.
As I am not a huge Mortal Kombat fan,
Right.
but I heard all the extra content in that is just amazing.
Yeah, controls really well.
But yes,
I did have a
everybody.
question for you guys though, about 2012. Are either of you guys going to get the new Alan Wake game, American Nightmare, or the new Street Fighter?
I mean, the Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to buy that. I'm just waiting for a price drop.
I'm no on both accounts. I never played the first Alan Wake. Not really my genre. And as far as like the fighting game scene goes, I've been meaning to get back into playing Street Fighter, but I've not heard super great things about Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Oh, I got to tell a quick story about Alan Wake.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I think I told you the story, Steve. When it came to PC like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and there's a website called Gamersgate that sells PC games, and they had a weekend special on it where it was like $20. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. And it was a Steamworks title, so I had never used the site before. Put in my information, put in my debit card, credit card, and I got my Steamworks code and put it in. And then the next morning I woke up and I checked my email, and it's like, we suspect fraudulent activity with this card, so we're refunding you your money. And like, I'd already redeemed my Steam's code, so I went on and looked, and like, they totally gave me back my money. There was nothing wrong with my card, and I got the game for free.
Nice.
Yeah. So Gamersgate.
That is a glowing review if I've ever heard one. But okay, we'll move on from the quick topic, and we'll get into what we've currently been playing right after this.
I'd like to enroll in Police Academy.
You think you can just waltz in here with no pants and become a cop?
That's the plan.
I like you, kid. I got no pants on either.
I can see that. You're quite a bit taller than me.
Let's talk about what we have been rocking on the PCs and the consoles. I gotta start with Rare because I gotta know the fuck is up with this game.
Okay, do you know what this game? Well, I'll just go ahead.
I know about it, but explain.
Okay, so what I've been playing recently is Orion Dino Beatdown, and it's an indie game that just came out on Steam a couple days ago. It's like $8. So basically, put like jetpacks, dinosaurs, and a first-person shooter together, and that's in a survival setting, and that's basically what it is. It's kind of nuts.
It sounds amazing.
I mean, so basically, there's 3 classes, like, Assault, who has a jetpack, Recon, who has a cloak, and then Medic with, obviously, like, a healing gun. And everyone starts out with just a pistol. And the idea is, like, there's a generator, and by powering all these generators at different bases, you will somehow survive. It's kind of vague, but, like, maybe a rescue ship will come down or something like that. But you start out with just a pistol and, like, Jeeps that have a Gatling gun on the back. And the first couple waves are just like raptors, and they're pretty easy to kill. And then eventually you start getting into like T-Rex, what are the flying ones called? Pterodactyls, and just it's the only 3 right now are Raptor, T-Rex, and Pterodactyl. But the developers have said this is just like their first beginning and launch copy of the game, and they want to add as much content as possible continually. And I think it's for free. I don't think they're going to make a DLC, but. I mean, it's kind of buggy because it just launched, but it's really fun to play. It's silly, but fun. It's hard, too. I've only beaten the game once. Yeah, I've only beaten a level once, and I've played at least, like, 20 times because it's pretty easy to die. Like, if you, for example, get in a jet or a jeep, a dinosaur will pick up a rock and just chuck it at you, so it'll blow up said jet or jeep. Raptors can eat you easily. Pterodactyls will actually pick you up off the ground or out of a vehicle, and then they'll drop you. So you either die from them eating you or you die from the fall damage if you're not an assault with the jetpack. So it's interesting to play. I think for $8, I don't think it was a bad buy, and I'm excited to see what they'll add to it. It's just kind of something that's fun and quirky to play with friends. And it's up to 5 people co-op.
Huh. Have you played any co-op?
Yeah, because solo play is just fucking impossible.
Oh, really?
You always get picked off by a pterodactyl or a T-Rex will just chuck a rock at you and you'll instantly die. But
those dicks.
Yeah, exactly. But playing with friends is a lot of fun. I've been playing with Josh, who's my co-host on League of Legends Coldcast, and just a couple other random people. But it is a lot of fun to play with multiplayer, and I'm excited to see what they'll add to it. Right now, I'm not sure it's necessarily worth it, even though it's just $8. I'd kind of want to see what else they add to it first, and then I would advocate buying it. But I'd say if you're interested in that kind of silly genre of jetpack dinosaur survival, then at least give it a look. It's on Steam. So yeah, Orion Dino Beatdown.
One question I have for you. You said that it was survival. What do you mean by that? Do you mean like it's like a horde mode sort of?
Yeah,
okay.
Waves will spawn, and then you'll beat the wave, get a set amount of money, have like 20 seconds to repair the generator, or go buy new guns or perks or whatever, and then a new wave comes.
Okay. From what you were saying, I kind of assumed that, but I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear survival, I think survival horror. Like, are you walking down a cave corridor and some shit pops out at you?
The landscapes are actually pretty graphically well done. The models themselves aren't really anything impressive, but the landscape is pretty nice. All of them are outdoors, whether it's like a big forest or more of like a mountainous region. But there will be like 4 bases, and when you sit at a base after like 4 waves, I think the generator will just say, "I've now run out of power," so everyone has to hightail it either walking through jeeps or via VTOLs to the next base. And VTOLs are awesome, just as a side note. So awesome. Best vehicle in the entire game. But it is fun. It's pretty challenging. If you try and do it solo, you probably won't have that much fun just because it's really easy to die, and if you die, you have to start all over. But if you do it with multiple people, if you die in a wave, you can just respawn as long as everyone beats that wave. So it's good.
Cool. Go check out Orion Dino Beatdown.
Yeah.
Brian, what you been playing?
A ton of Tribes Ascend. Actually, way too much actually. And I don't even know if I like it. I like it. No, listen, I love it. Okay, but
are you just being nitpicky?
Oh yeah, I'm being nitpicky. Yes.
Okay, I want to hear what you have to say, like bad about it.
Oh yeah, no. The only thing that's bad about it for me is that. So let's talk about the good stuff first. I mean, I love the fact that it's like probably
Free?
the fastest based. Yeah, that, and the fact that it's the fastest based, first person shooter combat I've ever played. I can't believe how quick it is.
But it doesn't seem overly hectic to me.
No.
Like Unreal, I don't know what the hell I'm doing in that game.
Right, I remember back, if you talk about like the old Unreal tournaments, those are fast as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel cheap to me fast.
Right.
Right. And I think it's because there's so much room as well, right? So even though you're going quick, you still have lots of room to kind of plan out what you're doing and get your bearings and find out where you're going. And, in those other games, the maps are so small that when you're going that quick, you're hitting walls and corners and you have no idea where you're going. So, so I love it for that. The things I'm not liking are the fact that I suck at it. That's not their fault.
Yeah, I am terrible at that game.
Yeah, I'm usually in the top 10. Sometimes I get up. I think today was like the highest I've ever been is 4th place. And to be fair, I've only played team deathmatch because
I haven't played any of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, no,
Capture the Flag.
Yeah, Capture the Flag seems to be how Tribe should be played. I have not played one team deathmatch.
Yeah, I've tried like once or twice to play Capture the Flag, and for me, what happened was it was so open, and when I'm in there, I just want to like play quickly, and for a half hour and blow shit up. And there's a little bit more strategy going on with the Capture the Flag games.
Yeah, but they're still like 50-minute matches.
But it's just it's like
you want to get
guys
it like right away.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I want to just.
What playing? Mostly?
Pathfinder.
Okay. See, I've been playing Engineer.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different, but yeah, I'm more like defense.
Right. Yeah. I should probably try Capture the Flag. The reason why I say I'm not sure I like it though is only for I have to wonder why I'm playing it at times because I'm in the middle of it and I'm having fun. That's one thing. So obviously that's the reason why I should be playing it. But when I get frustrated, there's nothing to keep me there. It's like, well, I'm frustrated. I'm sucking this game. I'm just going to leave. And the reason for that is because I feel like first of all, I don't want to pay any money, so I'm being a cheapskate. I'm not going to pay any money to get any more weapons.
Well, that game seems, to my opinion, it seems to do a pretty good job of giving you in-game currency to spend on unlockables and stuff.
Right.
I think that the good ones, though, take a little bit too much XP to get.
Okay.
And I find that when you pay for that stuff, and it's a good thing for them to do. When you pay for that stuff, you're getting quality in return. I think that stuff though is a little too powerful. It feels like the guys who pay for that stuff are going to have an upper hand over the people who aren't willing to spend any money.
Okay, and to be fair, I'm not the person to say that because I spent real money.
There you go.
Unlock Technician and unlock a couple of the initial ones. So you could be right.
Yeah, like there's a couple of games I played today where one dude with a chain gun, it took him no time to mow me down, and there was nothing I could really do about it. And at that point, it kind of feels a little unfair, and I feel like, well, why should I bother playing? If why call it free to play if I can't be competitive without it?
I think you really might have a better time in Capture the Flag with some more room because. In Team Deathmatch, and if it's a smaller map, which I haven't played, it's going to be a lot more obvious that you're outgunned with the big map and kind of objectives of them trying to take down generators and capture the flag. It's not going to be focused so much on just killing people, and you might be able to get some experience, get some in-game currency.
There are many other things that you could be doing to gain XP.
You're kind of lost in the mess there.
Right. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot for sure. Overall, though, when I say I hate it, I'm just being facetious. I mean, it's really well made, and I can't believe that it's free.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I told you, Steve, I would pay money for this game, like to buy it, like $50 or whatever. I could see them justifying a cost and doing it differently.
If you'd had everything unlocked with it.
Yeah,
right.
Like the quality of this game works both ways, I think.
It's a big step up from Global Agenda for high res.
Well,
that was definitely a really great game.
Yep, very good point. Yeah, my next comment was I was honestly a bit surprised. I thought I liked Global Agenda and I had fun with it for a while, but I was honestly surprised the step up in high-res quality of what they made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
was
obviously
not
learned
expecting that from them.
No.
I mean, not to be mean.
No, and not to be mean at all, because I think of how the thing I get from Tribes when I played a lot of Tribes and Tribes 2, and it's been so long. I have these vague memories of what that game felt like, and when I picked up Tribes Ascend and started playing it, those the memories flushed right back in. Like
Yeah,
this
so, I mean,
is exactly how I remember it feeling.
And so they did exactly what they should have done.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think part of it is just like the circumstances of the way it happened. It's like you hear them picking up this old IP that, hasn't had any real traction for a long time, and it's going to be free to play, and
everything points to bad.
Yeah, and then you just I think I got like a free beta key months ago, and I logged in for like 5 minutes and didn't really think much of it.
Oh, I did the exact same thing. I didn't really play it till it just came out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same here. I had the beta key and didn't touch it because I was like, man, that's just going to be bad. I'll wait to hear what other people say before I waste my time.
Yep. And then I logged in just around when it launched, and I was stunned, floored.
I will say, Brian, did you do the Facebook thing?
I did. Yes, I got
okay. I
250.
Yep. Yeah, if you like them on Facebook, which just makes me kind of shudder in a way, but
yeah, but it's enough. I like that they give you enough money to open up a class. That's how I got. That's how
you can
I got
also just instantly undo it. I mean, that's how I got the beta for the game, just by liking the Facebook page. Kind of used to it these days because pretty much every company does it now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only time I ever use my Facebook. I think like my last 5 or 6 updates on Facebook are just I liked this thing.
If the funny thing is that's actually against Facebook's terms of service. You can't.
Really?
You can't buy likes. But try and
guess
put
what,
that
bitches?
Back in the bottle. Yeah. And the other thing I've been playing is what's it called again? Path of
Sex.
Exile.
Oh.
Which is a Diablo clone. It's free to play.
What was it called again?
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile.
Yes, and I'm trying to remember who made it. I think it's their first and only game. I should have more information on this, but I don't. Basically, though, it's a Diablo clone or an action RPG, and it's got a much more realistic sort of look and feel to it than what you're typically used to with action RPGs, which is kind of neat. I don't prefer it over Diablo 2 or Torchlight, but a lot of people do. They like the realism, and it's really well made. And they're going to have a cash shop, and it's worth checking out. You can sign up for beta if you want. I got my beta key pretty quickly, and I've been having a little fun with that. Combat's a little slow, especially for an action RPG where you're used to being surrounded by hundreds of enemies, and at least in the first 10 levels I haven't had that. It's felt a little slow, and that I'm approaching 1 or 2 enemies at a time and just kind of killing them fairly easily, and that gets a little bit boring, but it's still in beta, and I'm sure they're tweaking all of that stuff. I think it's if you're again it's going to be free to play, which is just amazing me that you can do this kind of stuff. I haven't paid for a game in months, and I'm gaming fairly regularly, so it's crazy.
Are you going to get Diablo 3?
Oh yeah, I've got that purchased, and I'm waiting. I'm super excited.
Are you?
I'm actually gonna, and because I work from home now, it's the first time in years I can actually play on launch day, and I don't even have to take a day. Well, I'll be taking a day off, but I don't need to call in. So
there you go.
I'm really looking.
Hey, honey, I'm taking the day off.
Yeah, well, that'll be the boss that I'm trying to get around.
Yeah, there you go. Are Jason and Ray, are you guys picking up Diablo 3?
Nope.
I'm probably gonna.
All right.
I don't have it reserved yet, or I haven't bought it yet, but I'm gonna play it.
I don't know. I played that beta weekend, and I just didn't trip my trigger. Don't know.
So stoked for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. I just don't know if I'll get it right at launch.
Right. Well, cool.
Is there anything about it that's bothering you guys, or just a general feeling?
I just bored.
I've just never gotten into it, and I barely even like Torchlight, but my sister likes Torchlight, so I'm probably going to play Torchlight 2 with her rather than Diablo 3.
Co-op is good. I had co-opted a little bit during that weekend. Tic Tac Boom from Twitter. Saw him online. I jumped into his game. It was a lot more fun with playing with somebody else, but it was still, yay, okay, I'm going to click the shit out of stuff.
And get loot.
Yeah,
get the most important part.
I don't know. I never feel immersed in that sort of game.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me.
It's really just a disguised what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a slot machine. It really it's you instead of like pulling the lever, you're just clicking a whole bunch of times, hoping for like the 4 cherries in a row or a legendary weapon. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny the way they've got it.
But I guess that's my thing. The loot, I think that's part of my problem with that game and with like Borderlands. Part of the reason I didn't get into Borderlands, big reason why I didn't get into Borderlands is because I didn't play it. I've never played that game multiplayer.
Yep.
And I only played single player. But just even from that aspect, the loot, I do not get the fascination with the like waterfall of loot. Because it just seems like it doesn't matter when it happens.
Yeah, I can totally get you there, Slim. That's why I got bored in Borderlands also. Just like one thing after another. It kind of loses that special feeling. Right. Just like, oh, I got another gun.
Because with all this like blue loot coming at me, I guess like when the really high-end loot comes, I'm excited about it. But there's just so much of it, it just wears me out. Whereas, like, that's why I get the appeal of, like, MMO looting more, because it doesn't happen as often.
Right.
So, I think that's my 2 cents on Diablo. But I am a minority and a half. I know that, and I totally respect that, so.
Cool. Yeah, well, I mean, I hope you do end up picking up, because I'd love to be able to play some co-op with everybody, so.
That's the thing. I would totally pick that up sometime. But because it's a Blizzard game, it will fucking never go on sale within the time period where I could play with people, so it's probably not going to happen.
But there is at GameStop right now, extra 30% trade-in if you want to get it. But it doesn't really sound like you want it.
Well, man, if I was going to go to GameStop, I'm going to get me one of those Steam gift cards.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
I want one of those. There, if you saw on the website, I posted something that originally was posted over on Kotaku. Found an image of a Steam gift card that GameStop might be carrying. Possibly, like, rumor has it as soon as next week. I don't know if there's been any confirmation. I have not looked any deeper into it to see if there has been any confirmation from GameStop. But yeah, I would totally trade in some games for Steam money, because Steam money goes a long way.
Especially around Christmas.
Yeah, no doubt. That would be like the perfect time to do that. Like, get some games for Christmas, play through them real quick, go trade them in for Steam money.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I thought of that.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
I hope they do it in Canada. We have EB Games.
That's right. Yeah, that's the store that I used to work at. So.
Right. So, and is that not part of GameStop?
GameStop bought them.
Got it. Cool. Okay, so it could happen. Excellent.
Totally could. Yeah, they're still affiliated, so. Electronics Boutique.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're gonna wear some circuit boards. But,
you guys actually used the French word. That's awesome.
I know.
Usually it gets changed.
We just called it elbow, though.
Like, don't you guys call the Kia the Sportage?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The Sportage? Why?
In Canada, it's the Sportage.
Sportage?
Yes.
I'm going to call him the Sportage now.
It's Sportage.
I remember going to Electronics Boutique and buying this thing you could put in your Sega Genesis to play imported Genesis games.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
Imported Genesis games? Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, you didn't hang out at the Detroit Electronic Boutiques. Anything went.
Those
I have
fine-
the Action Replay cartridge that goes in the back of the Sega Saturn, so you could play import Saturn games.
No.
Ooh.
Something different. Yeah,
Fine
yeah,
Belgian
that
Saturn
deserved an
games.
ooh. You're so cool.
Yeah, because I actually had a lot of import Saturn games at one time. I had a lot of import fighting games and such.
Ooh.
I know. I was king shit. In case you didn't know.
Speaking of fighting games, what have you been playing lately, Storms?
Not fighting games.
Exactly, but it's kind of a fighting game. It's a laning game. There's fighting
I was like,
in it.
what the hell is up with that segue, Rare?
Decent segue.
No, it's
You're
not.
You're a terrible person. Hey, you know. This game is basically a fighting game.
How is Super Monday Night Combat a fighting game?
Because there's fighting in it.
Okay, Diablo as well as a fighting game. There's gonna be a featured article on shoryuken.com about World of Warcraft. Anyways, thanks, Rare. So,
I tried.
Super Monday Night Combat
I
is what I've been playing lately. Not much to say there, I guess, other than yeah, it's tons of fun. And hello, it's free, like everything else that we've been playing, except for Orion Dino Beatdown.
Oh, I gotta ask you a question about that though.
Which one?
There was some Monday Night Combat.
Okay.
Because I have it downloaded. I love the first one. I haven't played this one, but something that I heard kind of bums me out.
What's that?
Is apparently you can only have one class of something on a team.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I like playing the healer. But
There's multiple healers.
There are.
There's multiple support classes now.
There's
Yes.
only one support per team. So
There is you remember, like, okay, all the old pros from the first game, gunner, support, assault, blah blah blah. Those are still in Super Monday Night Combat with those same names, and there are other classes, other pros added on that have different names. Like there was support, and he is still in there, the Italian guy that sounds like Mario. And there is also the Pit Girl, who she's a fantastic healer, by the way, and she's annoying as fuck. There are also like Leo, who I just did a video of. Go check out multiplaying.net. I've been doing videos for this game. It's amazing. Not really, but whatever. Leo,
They're pretty good.
Leo is also a support. I'm trying to think. I thought there was another
Carl,
support.
isn't he?
Is Carl support, or
I
is he
think
just a
Carl's a
utility?
support.
Does he heal?
I don't know if he heals, but I think he's still technically a support character.
I don't know, but there are multiple ways to support now. Well, the thing is that will probably bum you out, Jason, is that you cannot build and upgrade the turrets anymore.
At all? Depending on class?
No, like the big turrets,
Yeah.
you don't upgrade those at all. You don't build them or upgrade them. They are static.
Oh.
This is a lot more like League of Legends,
Okay.
which is good in a way because it makes the matches much faster.
Yeah.
Like typical match for me is about no more than 15 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes
well,
it's longer.
So there's multiple healers. Can you
Yep.
do multiple support classes in a match?
Right. I mean, like one person can be Leo, one person can be
Okay. It's
the
all
quote
about character.
Yeah, you can only have one specific one.
Okay. And
But,
what's
like, no.
the team size?
5 versus 5.
Okay, so that's similar to the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first start playing it, it will feel a lot like the first one. Because could you have 2 supports on a side in the first one?
I don't think there was any restriction to what.
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
do in
you
the first
could.
one.
You could have multiple.
I did not realize that. Because it's just been that long since I played it. But yeah, it's 5 versus 5. It's more like League of Legends in that you are pushing. I mean, it's the same basic principle of the first one, that you are pushing the lanes towards the enemy's money ball.
Yeah.
But this one feels a lot more like League of Legends in the fact that when you take down a turret on the other side, it's kind of a big thing because you're moving that much far forward.
Okay.
There's no chance for the team to just build back up and then you start all over.
Yeah. And there's also like a jungle, like on the upper level, where
or lower, depending on the map.
Someone can go rather than pushing, and then
Oh wow.
I think the roles are a lot more defined. Also, like you don't see assassins pushing lanes ever; they pretty much just always gank champions now.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first game, sometimes you'd see one pushing a lane that almost never happens.
When I was first playing the game, I was really questioning why they had made the changes of it, and I wasn't sure that I liked it a lot. I think as I've been playing it more, I think I've put about 16 or 17 hours into it now, and by about the 8th or 10th hour, I think I was finally understanding what the changes really meant for the game, and I'm starting to think that this is the game that they originally wanted to make. Like, they wanted to go with that MOBA-style gameplay with first-person shooter elements, and I think that they went, on the first game, I think they went too far down the first-person shooter route. Like, they didn't really have any other, they couldn't think of how to really adapt all that stuff properly. And I think in this one, they really went further down the MOBA route, and it worked out very, very well. So I definitely, you have it downloaded and installed, I definitely would recommend trying it out. It's a ton of fun. I'm having more fun in this one than I did in regular Monday Night Combat.
I did the same thing. I downloaded it and I got into the menu and I couldn't figure out how to play a game.
The menu
I lost the menu.
Right, the menu is
fuck.
Yeah,
it's the worst fucking, like, whoever designed that is
okay.
They actually just
retarded.
redid it.
They just updated it like yesterday or the day before, and it is a ton better.
Okay, because I'm like, how do I change classes now? And
Like,
how do
I mean, like, any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the UI was terrible.
There's still like layers to it when you go into like the locker room stuff that can be a little daunting, but when you're first playing the game, that stuff doesn't matter anyways. But just to get into a game and stuff now, there's actually like when you first bring up the first menu, there is like actually a tutorial section that will break down different aspects of the game for new players and stuff.
Okay, I saw that. So if it was worse than that, because like I saw the tutorial.
No.
Well.
I think that stuff was in there before, but it wasn't like.
Okay.
No. Yeah, right. I mean, the stuff was in there before, but I don't think it was shown off as well as they've done it now.
Gotcha. And that's the other thing. I went into the tutorial and I saw like 45 different things that I could like touch and read, and no offense, I just
want to jump in and play. Yeah.
I don't want to listen to 45 different things, and it discouraged me. I saw it and I went, so there's more to this game than I will ever possibly know, and I'm gonna go play Tribes. Bye.
Well, right. I mean, you could look at it that way, but I would say look at it from the opposite angle. That just go in and start playing. Nobody's gonna get pissed at you.
My answer to everything though is I'm gonna go play Tribes instead.
I'm gonna go play Dino Beatdown. But no, I would just definitely try it out, play a few matches, because it will take a little bit to get used to anyways. But like I kind of said in that last video that I made, biggest thing for the game with any of the classes that you do play, except for with the exception of maybe the sniper or the assassin, is it's more about pushing the lanes than it is getting kills anymore. And the first one, I think it was still very much about how many times you were killing the enemies and getting them out of the way for the robots and stuff, but this time I think it's a lot more about pushing the lanes and killing the robots primarily. Robots. But yeah, I like it a lot. I love the changes. I think it's almost, I'm not going to say I'm never going to go back to League of Legends, but it makes me not want to go back to League of Legends because I'm definitely not nearly as good at LoL as I am in Super Monday Night Combat. I feel more at home in Super Monday Night Combat. So,
which means it's a successful MOBA. It's good.
Sure. But yeah, and that's actually the other thing is that you see a lot of people talking on there about how people don't know how to play, they're not pushing lanes and stuff, and there's a few people talking the other night on the chat. It's like people should probably go and get an understanding of League of Legends first before playing Super Monday Night Combat, because when you do, you kind of flow right into that gameplay type. So, but yeah, live it.
I'll watch your videos and hopefully that'll.
Yeah, check them out. I think I kind of explained the menu in the first one, so you can kind of skip that now since it's changed. But I wouldn't even watch the second one. I did just watch the last one that I just put up. I kind of touched a few times on.
I just learned that Leo has a heal button because of that video. Honestly, I didn't even know that. So kudos to you for doing the videos.
There you go. And I plan on doing more. I think I might do Cheston next. He's a monkey, or I should say he's a gorilla, and he throws barrels.
With a British accent.
With a British accent. That's how good is that? But yeah, the only other thing I wanted to bring up, I am super anxious for Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want the fucking game so bad.
It's so strange to me thinking about like, well, things that we all complain about MMOs, and like, you know, you should do this, you should do this, and it kind of seems like they are just quietly doing everything that should be done.
You would play when I think most of us, except for me, did you play the beta weekend, Grok? Or Brian?
Not.
Sorry.
No,
oh, you fucker.
I am holding out.
Oh, you're totally. That's right. You're excited about it, but you're just waiting.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just can't wait. But
And
I'm going to.
Rare, you didn't play it, right? Rare?
No,
Did he leave?
Yeah, he's
Sorry,
pleading
I'm
the
here.
fifth.
Did you play it?
He was
My dad
playing
was-
it just now.
My dad was downstairs. I had to talk to him real quick. What was the game question?
Guild Wars 2. Did you play the beta weekend at all?
Gotcha. I haven't played it yet. I've just been kind of sitting back and watching, and I'm still... There's no sub, so I'm
Right.
like, I should probably just buy this, but at the same time, I was like, I'm not sure if I have time to play right now. It
Right,
kind
you
of
got a
depends
lot
on
of
when
other
it
shit
comes
you do.
out.
Right.
Because like, if it comes out during college, I'm probably going to have to pass for a while. But it
Gotcha.
looks good.
Yeah, I mean, you're like always in college, so whatever.
You're forever and
we
ever.
were talking about that earlier. It's like my
You're going to
eighth
be
year of
that guy.
college.
You're going to be Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
That was a bad reference. Anyways, I'll just...
I got it.
You got it. No, I don't think anybody else is going to get it. Anywho, the thing about Guild Wars 2...
Is that it's awesome.
Is that it's
basically
awesome.
Day-Oct 2 for you guys.
It's RVR.
But yeah, the
Yeah.
thing I was gonna say is that like all the PvE stuff that I played in the beta weekend was fun as hell. I had a ton of fun playing in the PvE.
The thing that I can say, like most, like to give it credit, is it was very challenging.
Yes,
It wasn't dumbed down.
right,
Yes.
exactly. But the kicker is that I didn't even know crap about the PvP side of the game, and then I started reading about it. You played some of the PvP, but just reading about like the world versus world shit and how that's all set up, I'm just like
world versus world.
and how they have set that whole thing up. I was like fist pumping like as I'm reading it because it was just like, oh my god, it's so genius because it's like Dark Age, exactly how that was set up, but so much smarter that in like the worlds versus worlds are servers that your server is fighting other servers, and how you are linked up with these servers is based on how well you are doing in world versus world. Like the top
It's
tier,
basically like a ladder.
yes, the top tier servers are going to be matched up with the other top tier servers. It's not going to be like Dark Age of Camelot where you would have two sides of the one server would be very off balanced to the third side. It's going to be so much, potentially so much more balanced. I mean, it's going to take time and see how that is, but potentially that will work out perfectly.
Yeah, and as the server, you can be okay, guys, let's get our shit together, and you could like try to move up that ladder or move down, but you are gonna over time you're gonna get a good fight.
Yeah, but the kicker is the biggest piece of this puzzle is that you are fighting over rewards for the entire server.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think of that.
I thought that was really smart because that's just going to
Whoever
foster
thought of
the
that?
community.
Huh.
I think Mythic did.
Yeah. And
it
supposedly
worked.
there's a lot of former Mythic employees working on this game. So.
Yeah, so now there is going to be a reason to go out in PvP. And once more is that, and I this is all what's been, I don't know how this has worked out in beta, like of people that have been playing the game, but supposedly because of the bolster that you get for going into the Mists, which is the open world versus world area, because of the bolster you get, you're supposedly going to be able to go out there right after the tutorial level and live out there. The way that they want it to be set up is that you could go out there and just level from doing that if you wanted to.
And what I have heard, and I experienced, and well, I can't say I experienced this, but I felt this, so I'm hoping it's true, is that the RVR component is not gear-based, but more skill-based. Gear, from what I've heard, is more important for PvE.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
Have you heard that as well, Steve?
Yep, I've heard that, but yeah.
I got that impression from playing, because I went out right after the tutorial and did it.
Right.
but I don't know what everyone else was because it was a beta weekend.
But the way I was reading was that the skills are also somewhat based on your level, right? Like, you're not going to have all the skills if you go out there after the tutorial.
You get whatever skills you had unlocked at your level, but those skills scale.
Right.
So someone who levels up in PvE is going to have more options than you. But if you want to play that way, you can, and your abilities will do a ton of damage, just like theirs will.
Right. But the nice thing is that, like, with the siege warfare that they have in there with taking keeps and such, even at the lower levels, as being bolstered, you can still be useful by running supplies and running the catapults and the rams or whatever it may be, and still being in that fight. You might not be the guy up front taking the damage because you don't have those skills, or dealing out the major damage by yourself because you don't have those skills. But you can still be useful.
When we used to bitch, okay, I want to play a chosen, but I don't know what to do in a keep defense.
Exactly.
You can heal and res on every class in this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you just want to walk around and do that, like.
Yep. And you will be contributing.
I did that. I tried dicking around, and like you totally can do that.
Yep.
In every class.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah. This game has got me so fucking pumped.
How many games have you seen recently, even in the last like 5 years, where you have seen PvP videos like being released, from people who have played like beta or whatever, and seen that kind of quality? Like, I mean, we've seen just on our forums, there have been like 2 or 3 like awesome videos where you're watching them and you're just stunned by how fun it looks and how, and that doesn't exist anywhere in any other MMO right now.
No.
I mean, except for maybe Eve.
And these are videos from beta.
Yeah.
No, I think, Steve, you and I were talking, that's kind of where this came onto our radar. Because we weren't really watching anything, and I think I saw Keep Defense and mailed it to you, and that was like a month ago.
Right.
Like, I hadn't really had this game on my radar at all,
No.
but I haven't watched any PvE videos. I've just seen those like 20-minute Keep Defense videos. I just like, holy shit, what is this game? This is basically DAOC 2.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was excited for this game even before I knew about that stuff. So this is just like, icing on the cake.
Right. I've been looking forward to it purely on the want to go back to a fantasy MMO. And it looks really good, and it sounds like it was going to do some good things. And then I still wasn't that excited about it. And then I got to play the beta weekend, and I was like, wow. I mean, the PvE is actually freaking fun. They've taken a lot of good ideas from other MMOs, but they've implemented stuff that makes Guild Wars, and made it unique. I haven't even touched the story stuff, but I heard the story stuff is really good too.
I got to say something about the story that I read. Steve, you'll know this, but everyone else doesn't. When you create a character, it kind of like you pick your race,
right?
You pick your class, and it will kind of ask you personality questions. It will say, what background are you from? What would you do? Blah blah blah. I read an article where someone went through the Norn and picked one set of questions, and they played like the first 5 hours, and then they went back and they picked a completely different set of questions. It was all different, even in the same starting area. Like, they saw places that they didn't see at all in the other one. And supposedly what ArenaNet has said, that lasts up to 10 hours of story.
Wow.
Like, you can do the same class, same race, just pick different questions, and you won't see the same place for 10 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And the amazing thing to me, too, is just, again, and it's just building on what you guys said, is just the feeling that you can go out and just experience a world, and that the world will feel living, and you don't feel like you're just on a treadmill. I mean, I haven't played it, but just from what I've seen, that's the way it seems.
General consensus from the people that played the beta weekend on our forums, me included for sure, is that, like, I played the Ranger class, which I really shouldn't have because that's the one that I want to play for real, but I wanted to play it a little bit just to say, okay, is this really what I want in the game? and I wanted to test out a few different classes of ones that I wanted to possibly play. And I'm pretty sure it is going to be the Ranger. But anyways, I played for, I want to say, about 10 or a dozen hours with just that class, and I was still in like the noob zone. And you pull up the map, and it's like I've barely scratched the surface of this whole fucking world. I mean, I barely moved, and it's just like, this place can't really be that fucking big, right? But everybody that was playing it was saying, just remarking of how big everything seems to be.
How do the cities feel though? Like, so I
never got to one.
Oh,
I don't know.
I did.
In SWTOR, I remember saying that, and even as I played it, the cities felt abandoned. They felt like there wasn't enough NPCs, and it just felt like a set piece for whatever I was going to see, and so it didn't feel like a living world. I'm hoping that, given the size of this, that they're not going to fall into the same trap.
The one that I got to spend some time in as a human, I went in this big city, and there was tons of people and NPCs, which, the people, it was a beta weekend, so I don't know really how to judge that. But it led me story-wise to a part of the city where I went in, and it was instanced, and there were NPCs everywhere, and they got involved in my story quest. Like, people were rushing to help me. I did not feel lonely at all.
Awesome. Cool.
So, from someone who's never played the original, is it worth playing the original just to try and get what's going on, or can you just go ahead first and Guild Wars 2?
You can go ahead and play. I love the original. Plenty of people hate it. It's more of a Diablo game than an MMO.
Yeah.
It's but I think at this point, don't worry about it.
No, I mean, a lot of people are going. I've been considering going back because there's like the Hall of Monuments points that you can get, and I really don't.
Do you know how there's like in towns you go into instances?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's like there's 29 of them right now.
Oh yeah.
Of a town because there's so many people
busy,
playing.
Eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
But those things are so hard to get. Like, to get and complete, like,
Yeah,
half of
I
that
don't think
stuff.
it's even worth going back unless you have a big
Yeah.
group of people to help
Right.
each other and work on it.
I wanted to
tried
look up
months
and.
ago.
Oh, did you?
Go ahead. Yeah, and it was too daunting and not fun enough. Like,
So, what would
at
the
this
bonuses
point,
be if you went and did it? I just don't remember. It was too long ago.
I don't know. Actually, I'd have to look it up.
That was actually going to be my comment. Is that I don't even know what the bonuses are. I was going to look into it and see if it was going to be worth it. But a lot of people seem to think that it is because they're going back and doing it, or maybe it's just that they want to be as prepared as possible and they're not playing anything else. So why not? So I was going to look into that this weekend and see what it took. But yeah, it sounds like either you're going to be gung-ho and that's all you're going to play until then so you can get the points, or you're going to say, fuck it, it's not going to really matter at the end of the day. So I don't know. But all I do know is that I want that game, and I hope it comes out sooner than later.
I want to be in it.
I want to be inside you, Guild Wars.
Good news, multiplayers!
But speaking of Guild Wars, we were going to go into emails.
You
That's
lie.
not speaking at all. Fuck Guild Wars, but yeah.
What?
None.
What are you? Are you what?
No, I was saying that wasn't speaking at all about Guild Wars, but okay.
But the email is.
Yeah. Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Is it really?
Yes. That is a proper segue, Rare.
Okay, go ahead and make it up.
Okay, you know what? Leaving this podcast right now. I'm done.
All right. We have one email. I think it's the only person that does email us. You fuckers need to start emailing. Email some questions, topics of conversation. I don't care. Cookie recipes. Give a shit. Email us. multiplaying@gmail.com. Following email comes from Sark. And it is... Sark. And he actually complains first. I'll get the complaint out of the way that this is the third email that he sent in the last few months. Sorry, Sark, we weren't doing shows. Super busy. Apologies. But then he asks a question about Guild Wars 2. Is the collector's edition for Guild Wars 2 too much? I originally, ignorantly in fact, thought it was a $80 or $90 at most. I asked to pre-order the collector's edition at GameStop, and the guy was like, "What?" As though he hadn't heard of it. So, of course, with a medium rare amount of disdain, I said Guild Wars 2, held up my hand making the peace sign, which also indicates the number 2 at this point. And then he searched his computer and found it, at which point I found out it was $165, which I thought it was $150. But anyways, of course I was not going to be an even bigger asshole and let on that I didn't know how much the CE actually was, so I went ahead and put down my $25. I paid off the remaining $140 over the next week after I sold my weaker kidney and rights to my firstborn. Thoughts? Cheers, Sark. What do you guys think? Is it too much? Is $150 because we had...
What comes with it?
It is this is crazy. I've been considering upgrading mine to the collector's edition.
Have?
Huh?
You've been considering that?
I've been considering it because I want the art book.
Okay.
There's an art book with it. I want the art book.
It's not going to be worth that with that other art book.
I know, but I like art books. I want the art book.
Really?
Yes. It also comes with a Char statue. The Char race. I don't remember. It's one of the specific dudes, and I can't remember his name. Ritlock. There you go. Yeah. But it's a big ass Ritlock statue. Comes with some in-game shit. Most of the same stuff, same in-game stuff that you get from the deluxe digital deluxe edition.
Right. I remember last time you were up here, you're like, man, if I only had a kick-ass, big-ass Char statue.
I was saying that when I was up there visiting.
Bathroom.
Yeah. He could just be like standing right there going, "Arr, push that shit out."
Push it out, shove it out, way out.
But yeah,
I gotta say,
rest in peace.
He's still around.
Yeah, but he's not funny.
That's true.
Rest in peace.
He's like a nasty old man now. He's like grumpy as all hell.
He's come to talk in Detroit, and he basically he hates everything.
Who was
because he's in Detroit?
Somebody was using a video.
Like, where's that RoboCop statue at?
Of him shaking his head. Who was it? Oh fuck, Norm Macdonald. That's right. On his show, he kept on showing a little clip.
Oh, yeah. Was that the sports show?
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. It was a good show.
It was that. It didn't last. But as far as the CE goes, I gotta say, it depends on what you do with CEs. For me, I have the first World of Warcraft Collector's Edition, the first Guild Wars Collector's Edition, a whole bunch of them, and I never look at them. And so I decided about a year and a half ago never to buy another collector's edition. And it's fun to buy, and you get to look at that stuff, and then you go and play the game, and at least I never went and looked at that stuff ever again. So I'm not going to. And I love the artwork. I think it's amazing. That's what got me excited about the game in the first place. I think this is the best looking designed game, and including the marketing materials that I've ever seen. I think it's just really, really well done.
Yeah.
But I don't care to have a book of it because
I would love to have a book of it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the in-game stuff, it's really not anything special. It's like one use item, one-time use item, or like a banker for 5 days.
Yeah, the stuff that you get with it.
I mean, after I bought SWTOR and was really underwhelmed with that collector's edition, I like the Darth Malgus statue, and the art book's really cool. But I don't think I'm ever going to pay $150 for a game ever again. That was a one-time thing.
That price is crazy. I mean, for me, $100 for a collector's edition is a lot to ask, but $150.
I was just thinking that because I looked at my Malgus that I have here, and I don't feel completely ripped off by that, but I don't see myself paying that much again.
I don't know. I'll wait and see what BioShock Infinite's collector's edition is. I might do that.
I bought the StarCraft 2 collector's edition, and I thought that was a pretty good deal, and I still feel now that I look back, I went, why did I do that?
Because you get the super awesome Thor. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, best collector's edition that I've ever bought, other than the first BioShock one, was the Infamous 2.
Yeah. Yes. I will agree with that.
I got that bag that I use every fucking day.
That backpack is awesome.
I got the backpack. I got the statue.
I'm looking at the coal right here.
The kicker is I got that shit for $50.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah,
So
okay.
that's probably in my opinion the best collector's edition that I bought.
That was some really good stuff.
I bought the World of Warcraft collector's edition when it first came out, and I ordered it online, and then I got like really antsy because it didn't come on launch day, so I went and bought it at Best Buy, and then when they shipped it to me, I returned it. And now I could go ahead and sell it for, I don't know how much they're selling this for now, but it's a lot of money. So
You dumbass.
Well, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Well, all right. That's the emails. I want to remind everybody, email us, multiplaying@gmail.com. Couple other things. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you go to multiplaying.net and look at a couple of the Super Monday Night Combat videos that we've posted lately, click on those and go subscribe to us. Love us.
Come on.
Please. You know you want to.
Not do anything else.
Just a button click. And rate us on iTunes. We haven't had ratings on iTunes in fucking ever. So if you're newer to listening to us, not that you would be, or if you've just never done that and you do use iTunes, what the hell? Do it. I don't care.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That's all I got, really. Anybody have anything else?
You didn't pay for this.
I know. At least do something for us. I mean, we're doing all this for you.
Yeah.
Taking our pants off and shit.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
We used to have a chain in Canada called Mother's Pizza. And
by Danzig.
Hey guys, I'll just need 2 minutes.
That's the best.
No problem.
Yeah, he'd sing the menu to you. Oh, that's awesome.
This podcast is brought to you by Mother's Pizza.
Mother!